Right, let's get to Canberra tonight following an extremely dangerous laser attack by a Chinese naval crew on one of our military planes. Trudy McIntosh joins us right now. Trudy, what do we know about the Chinese crew and this wayward laser attack?
Well, Chris, this took place last Thursday. So essentially there was this fleet of Chinese naval vessels that were going through what's known as Australia's northern approach. Pretty obviously, the Australian government will be looking at this very closely. They were using a surveillance plane over these Chinese ships to monitor where they were going. It was in that process that the Chinese Navy have then fired this military-grade laser at this surveillance aircraft. What that's led to is this dramatic escalation in tensions really here. The reason why this is significant is that sort of laser can actually blind the crew that are flying the plane. It can also interfere with the military equipment on board. So it could have essentially endangered the lives of the people who were on board here. Thankfully, that didn't happen in the end, but we've seen bipartisan condemnation today from the Prime Minister, the Defence Minister, and also the Labor leader about this action. This took place inside Australia's exclusive economic zone, so that ratchets up things a little further. Here was the Prime Minister and Labor leader.
I can see it no other way than an act of intimidation, one that is unprovoked, unwarranted, and Australia will never accept such acts of intimidation.
Well, it's an outrageous act of aggression that should be condemned, and I condemn it.
And Trudy, just on Russia's imminent invasion, what role are we playing in the defence of Ukraine?
We've got a little bit of a better understanding of that today. The Prime Minister making it clear, as he has for some weeks, that there'll be no Australian troops involved on the ground in what's seen now as an inevitable invasion. The Defence Minister, Peter Dutton, on Sky News this morning said it would take an 11th hour miracle for him to see that we wouldn't have an invasion by Russia. The Prime Minister indicating when that invasion takes place that Australia would respond with world allies to sanction Russia economically. But an interesting question has emerged about whether we'd be willing to provide military hardware. Other allies like Canada and the Netherlands have already done so. The Prime Minister dancing around this question, not ruling it out, but he doesn't want to telegraph the move.
We're working closely with our partners. This is a highly secure environment, and we will conduct those discussions in secure discussions with our partners and allies. And I'm not about to telecast to those who want to get involved in violence against another country, the precise nature of what Australia's actions will be. I think that's the responsible thing to do.
So don't be surprised if we do see Australia move in that direction. The Prime Minister certainly not wanting to rule it out today, was pressed on that several times. But the matter of troops is clearly a red line that Australia is not planning to send them, Chris. They are also putting on the table that Australian cyber assistance could be used in this fight with Russia.
Trudy, thank you very much for that. Trudy McIntosh there in Canberra.